We cover all the important concepts of wave optics, including so many questions which is important for the wave as well as examination point of view. Conceptually, remaining questions I had added more over here, so I'm going to discuss that remaining questions which will help you for your preparation of the examination as well as your next preparation. The next questions we have. This question I would already covered here, so uh, this question I had done. So now we have to do statement-based questions. This one, mechanical wave requires material medium for their propagation, and a wave transports energy and momentum along with matter. So we have to correct answers here. Statement one is true. So statement second is false. A wave transport energy and momentum along with matter. You see here, we are talking about momentum. So here there is contradiction in momentum. In contradiction in momentum, in electromagnetic wave, if you study there you study about momentum, okay, momentum after reflection. But here we are talking about that it transports momentum. Okay, so that's why when Newton was discussing these points, there was error in this point, so that's why this point is wrong. So next point, I'm moving ahead. So first statement, the wave reflected from a denser medium has a phase change from the incident wave. The wave reflected from a denser medium. When a wave is transmitted from one medium to another, the frequency does not change. So this is easy question. Anyone can do this question. So both are correct here, but not correct explanation. Next question we have. Shape of wavefront depends on nature of source. Wavefront is locus of point oscillating in same phase. Okay. So this points we have the correct answer is both true, but not explanation. Next question I have, wave current move with the velocity of wave in that medium, and all points on the wave front vibrate in different phase with same frequency. So we have a different question. All points in the wave front vibrate in different phase and with same frequency. That is wrong. So this is totally wrong. Statement 2 is totally wrong. So you should understand this thing that statement 2 is not correct. Yeah. So this is totally wrong. Actually, all the wavefront, okay, all the points on wavefront, all the points on wavefront, okay, all the points on wavefront vibrate in same pitch, same pitch. This is very important, same pitch, okay. And a wavefront move with the velocity of wave in that medium. So this is correct. So now I'm moving ahead for next questions. So next questions we have. Question is in YDSCH levels detected the wave with a smaller wavefront from its maxima before the wave with a longer wavefront. In YDSC, the position of maxima is proportional wavelength. So these options we have. So correct answer is both. And okay, so both is true as well as correct expression that position of maximum is proportional to wavelength. Okay. Next question we have. In Young's also between the first maximum of violet color is closest and that for the red color is farthest. Okay. So in Young's double slit experiment, first maximum of violet color is closest and that for red color is farthest. Okay. So first maximum violet color is closest and then for red color is farthest. We have in Young double slit experiment, the NF maximum always comes before its NF minimum. Okay. We have these options, so both is correct. This is correct. Okay. Young's double slit experiment, the NF maxima always comes before the NF minima. NF maxima always comes before the NF minima. See here, this is zero F, this is central bright, okay, central bright. Then this is first minima, okay, and this is second, okay, this is what second maxima. Can you say this is second maxima? Yes or no? This is second means this first maxima you already got here now. So this is second maxima, and then it will come okay. Second, this one dark. So D1, this is dark. Okay. So basically, this is maxima is coming before dark. In that sense, the question is saying. So that's why both is correct. Next questions I'm moving ahead. It's a good question. Next question I'm moving ahead. These questions. Okay, try to do these questions. Everyone. So in this question, the maximum intensity in interference pattern is 4 times the intensity to its late intensity directly proportional to square of amplitude. So this is again okay. Easy questions. Correct answer will be both true and correct explanations. If you know the basics, you can do these questions. Next question, I'm moving it. In Young's result experiment, we observe an interference pattern on the screen if both the slits are illuminated by two bulbs of same power. Both are illuminated two bulbs of same power. The interference pattern is observed when source is monochromatic and coherent. In these questions, we have these options. So correct answer for this question will be what? First is false. What is false in it? Okay, that is observe an interference pattern on the screen if both the slits are illuminated by two different bulbs. No, it is totally wrong. We will do by one different bulb, one bulb. Okay. Next statement two is correct. Interference pattern is observed when source of monochromatic and coherent. Okay. So this is correct. Next questions are moving ahead. Next questions are moving ahead. Thin films such as soap bubbles or a thin layers of oil on water show beautiful colors when illuminated by white light. The colors are obtained by dispersion of light. Okay, so we have this option. So that answer will be for this experiment. First is prove that thin films such as soap bubbles or thin layers of oils on water show beautiful colors when illuminated by white light. This is white light. The colors are obtained by dispersion of light. This is okay, false. The colors are obtained by dispersion of light. Next questions are moving ahead. So actually, not only dispersion, they should add here. If we add here reflection, okay, refraction, and okay, so just at least reflection, we should add here. Then we get it will be easily okay. It will be okay. So more correct. Okay. Next, I'm moving ahead. Next questions I'm moving ahead. For next questions I have is so light added to light can produce darkness. Light added to light, the dark restrictive interference of the current sources make it darkness. Easy questions. So correct answer first. Both is correct. The correct explanation as well. Next questions I am moving ahead. Next questions I am moving ahead. So the next questions are moving ahead. This is the question. If the whole apparatus of Young's sphericity immersed in liquid, the fringe will decrease, and the wavelength of light of water is less than that of air. It's easy question to this question. So both is correct and correct explanation. So if you dissolve, okay, if you put all this in other liquids of refractive index mu, so its fringe width decreases by mu times. You should know this concept. It's very important concept for J examination. So you should know this concept. Okay, questions come from here usually. The students usually do the mistake for this question. Okay, so you should know the concepts. Next questions I have. When Young's there was an experiment performed with the source of white light, only black and white fringes are observed. White the light does not disperse in different colors in case of interference. White light. This is not white light, this white light. So correct answer is okay. First statement. I means the first statement is false and second statement true. This is white light, so this is correct that okay in interference dispersion not takes place. But when Young's dosage experiment performed with the source of white light, only black and white fringes. Black and white fringes are found. This is wrong. Okay, so next questions we are moving ahead. So statement one, interference obeys the laws of conservation of energy, and this we the energy is reduced in case of interference. So correct answer is first is correct. Both the explanation is also correct. Next question I have. Two sources are said to be coherent if they emit waves of same wavelength and maintains a constant or zero phase difference between them. And for quickly a clear interference pattern with good contrast, the coherent sources should have some same frequency and same amplitude. Okay, same frequency and same amplitude for clear interference. So for this question, correct answer is both is correct. Both is correct, but it's not the correct explanation. It's not the correct explanation. The next process I'm moving ahead is, okay, if the path difference between two wave function is odd multiple of lambda by 2, or phase difference is an odd multiple of destructive interference, phase difference is in odd multiple of destructive interference takes place. And if the path difference between the two current sources is an integral multiple of phase difference is an integral multiple of two constitute. So again, easy questions, you should answer these questions. So correct answer, both is true here, both is true here. Next questions I have. This is the question. So this question. So reflective power of the lens and prism can be tested by means of interference. Interference phenomena can be used to test the roughness of surface. We have this option, so both is correct. Correct explanation. Next questions I have. Okay, Michelson interferometer can be used to determine the thickness of a thin transparent spherical velocity of light. Interference phenomenon can be used to determine the refractive index of liquid and gases. We have this option, so correct answer is both is true. Both is true. Next questions I have the wavefront responding. Do these questions, everyone. So the wavefront corresponding to parallel beam of light is plane. The tangential surface to all the secondary wavefronts gives the new wavefront. Okay, tangential. Tangential. So what is correct answer for this? Both is correct answer, but not explanation. Next question, we have the wave nature of light dominance when light interacts with light, and the particle nature of light dominance when light interacts with matter. It's easy question to these questions. So correct answer is both is correct. Both is correct. Okay. Next questions we have, okay, the basis for Newton's corpuscular theory is opaque objects cast sharp shadows when placed in the path of light. Generally, diffraction is not observed when the source of light are not point sources or the obstacles used to reach the large size compared to the wavelength of light. So generally, diffraction is not observed when the source of light are not point source or are not point source or the obstacles used are very large in size compared to the wavelength of light. So we have this option. The correct answer is true. So actually both is true. Okay, both is true and the correct explanation as well not. Okay, this is not the explanation, but both is true. Next questions I have is, okay, a structure of crystalline solids can be determined using diffraction of X-rays. The distance between atoms of solid is the order of wavelength of X-rays. You see easy question, tactical question, you should answer this question, both is true and correct explanation. So distance between atoms of solid is the order of wavelength of X-rays. Next question. Expected secondary wave current will impose maximum intensity in the forward direction and zero intensity in the backward direction. And experimental Frenzel's explanations of diffraction explains the Huygens principle. Extends the Huygens principle. So we have these options. So that answer is for though two means both is correct, but not correct explanation. Next questions I have is the rectilinear proportional light is observed due to its small wavelength. So the when light goes from one medium to another, its frequency remains unchanged, but speed and wavelength changes. Okay, the speed and wavelength changes. Okay, again, it's a very easy question. So both is correct. Both is correct. Okay, please learn these concepts. Okay, if you want to excel physics, so when light goes from one medium to another, its frequency remains and remains in change means unchanged. It's misprint. I have to write it unchanged, so I will correct it, but both speed and wavelength change. Both speed and wavelength change. And actually, proportional light is observed due to the small, it's a small wavelength. This is also true, 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 true. Okay, so I'm moving ahead for next questions I have here is, okay. Newton's theory was based on the rectilinear proportional light. According to corpuscular theory of light, reflection occurs due to attractive forces exerted by the surface on the corpuscles. Okay, it's a very good question, very good question. Both is correct, both is correct, both is correct. It's a very good question, both is correct. So please understand it's both correct. Okay. Sure, 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 sure. So next question, I will you first do that question. Yeah, do this question. Sure, 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 sure. Yes. So, in case of circular HPZ, the area of all HPZ are approximately same. In case of circular HPZ, the area of HPZ is proportional to 1 A equals to PB 1. So in these questions, okay, correct answer is both. Both is correct there. So both is correct here. So I'm moving ahead for next question. So the next question we have is the amplitude of secondary wave from two consecutive half period zones of opposing sign. The phase difference between secondary wave from two consecutive half period zones are of opposite sign. This correct answer is both is correct. Next question. So I'm moving ahead. In diffraction at a straight is the intensity at a point P on a scale maximum and wavefront has odd number of Fresnel zones. In diffraction on a straight is the resultant effect on any point will depend on the combined effect of all the secondary bits emanating from the various Fresnel zones. So correct answer for this question will be both is correct. Next question is I have Fresnel's explanation of diffraction is based on the combination of Huygens principle and interference of light. And according to Fresnel theory, the resultant intensity at a particular point due to any particular zone will depend on the distance of the point from the Fresnel zones and the obliquity factor. So correct answer for this question is both correct. Next question is I'm moving ahead. The Fresnel diffraction does not require any lens or mirror. Fraunhofer diffraction can be observed easily using a spectrometer. Okay, spectrometer. The correct answer for this question is second. Both is correct. Both is correct. No, but not correct. So obviously, next question I'm moving ahead. The interference occurs due to the superposition of wavelets from two wavefronts. Okay, and the diffraction occurs due to the superposition of wavelets from the two parts of the same wavefronts. Okay, so interference occurs due to superposition of wavefront from two wavefronts, and difference occurs due to superposition of wavelets from the two parts of the same wavefront. Correct answer for this question is okay. First is false, second is true. So interference due to superposition of wavefronts from two wavefronts, this is wrong. Okay, interference occurs due to the superposition of wavelets from two wavefronts. Okay, two wavefronts. Okay, this is wrong. And difference occurs due to superposition of wavelets from the two parts of the same wavefronts. Okay, this is correct. Okay. Here, statement one, we can say approximately correct. We can change it. Okay, so now I'm moving ahead. Especially, I'm moving ahead. The light waves originating from the consecutive half period zones reach observation point O with path difference of lambda. The amplitude of the light reaching observation point O goes on decreasing at the serial number of half period increase of Fresnel numbers effect Fresnel diffraction. So correct answer is for this question. The first is false and second is true. Next question I'm moving in Fresnel diffraction, the incident as well as deflected wavefronts are either spherical or cylindrical. In Fresnel diffraction, both source of light as well as the screen on the both observer are at a finite distance from the speckle or the aperture. For these questions, okay, both the statement is true and correct explanation as well. Next questions I'm moving ahead is in Fraunhofer diffraction, the incident wavefronts and the deflected wavefronts are plane. In Fraunhofer diffraction, both source and screens are at a finite distance, real aperture from the obstacles or at the aperture. So this is easy question. So for this question, both is correct. Okay. In Fraunhofer diffraction, the incident wavefront and the deflected wavefronts are plane, and in Fraunhofer diffraction, both source and screens are at infinite distance. This is very important, guys. This is at infinite, at infinite, at infinite. This is your different plan. Either in Fraunhofer distance incident wavefronts and the deflected wavefronts both correct. This step, this is important. Okay, and next question is inferential difference in the center of the diffraction patterns may be maximum or minimal depending on the whether the number of half period zones is odd or even. The center of Fraunhofer diffraction patterns are is always maximum. Okay, so this we have the options here. So here both is correct. Okay. Next question, I'm moving a differential diffraction pattern in the image of the obstacles of or the aperture. Only one aperture or the one obstacle produce differential diffraction. For here, correct answer is both true. Next question, only one aperture for one obstacle produce differential diffraction. Next question I'm moving a Fraunhofer diffraction pattern in the image of the source. Next question is the Fraunhofer diffraction effect may be due to the more than one apertures of the obstacles. Okay, so this process is easy question again, so that answer is both is true. Next question I'm moving the it is easy to observe diffraction of sound and the compared to like wavelength of sound is more than that of the visual light. So correct answer is wavelength of sound is more than that of the visual light. It is compared to observed diffraction of sound than of reflection. What is correct answer? First is true answer. Wavelength of sound is more than that of visual light. Next question I'm moving ahead. All the oscillations of both electric and magnetic field in light were in the phase with each other. And second, electromagnetic waves are transverse in nature. The oscillations of the perpendicular to that's the proportion. Second, and the oscillation of both electric and magnetic fields of light wave are in phase with each other. Very good question. This is very good question. My favorite question. This is so for the correct answer for this question is both is true. 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 Perpendicular. See, oh, how I remember. Okay, this now this one. Okay, same page. Same page only. I remember this one. I same page. Okay, same page. And this one perpendicular. Perpendicular. This is very important. Okay, for electro. Okay, this question also comes in EMW. You also know this question. This question is very important, guys. For all examinations, it's important. All important. Important. Yes, which is okay. The reflected light is only partially polarized if the angle of incident is different than the angle of polarization. And if a beautiful unpolarized light incident on a pile of plate of stress angle, the transmitted light is so polarized to a large extent. Correct answer for this question is okay. So both is correct here. Okay, both is correct here. So if you have a basic understanding of all the theories, you can do this question. Okay. Next question, I'm moving ahead. Okay. This one. So one light wave is coming along axis with the electric field vector is in the YZ plane in on a polarized a light wave is traveling along that axis. Electric field vector is confined to Y axis. Then XZ plane is the plane of polarization. Again, it's easy question. Do this question. Easy questions. Okay, correct. Both is correct. Both is correct. Both is correct. Next question, I'm moving ahead. Polaroid consists of sheets having a long chain of molecules of synthetic material, okay, vinyl alcohol aligned parallel to each other. Polaroid sheets transmit only the light whose vibrations are parallel to the direction of alignment of long chain molecules and absorb the vibrations perpendicular to the chain of molecules. So this, okay, easy question, but good question. Both is correct here again. Both is correct here again. Next question, so I'm moving ahead in polarized light amplitude of dot component amplitude of arrow components are equal and in at polarized angle the reflected light is completely plane polarized. So both here we have statements of both is correct here again. Next question I'm moving ahead. The plane of polarization is the plane is completely plane in which vibrations are absent. Plane of polarization light can be obtained by reflection. Here we have the options of correct answer is both is correct here again. Next question I'm moving ahead. Polarization of light provide prove that light is transverse in nature. Nature of cases like tourmaline with what are optically active. Here we have the options. So here again, both are the correct answers. So natural crystals light, tourmaline, was are optically active. Next question I'm moving ahead. When the angle of incident is polarizing, angle the reflected light is plane polarized with the plane of vibration. To find out the plane of incident, when angle of incidence is polarizing, angle the reflected light is parallelly and partially plane polarized. Okay, so when angle of incidence is polarizing, angle of reflected angle is partially polarized. Here we have both the correct answer again. Okay, next question I'm moving ahead. Polarizations of light by reflection was first observed by Mons, and next is Bartholinus discovered double reflection. So the Ballolinus you also said. So Ballolinus discovered double reflection. So here we have the options. So correct answer in both is true again here. Next question I'm moving ahead. Principal sections of this question. Principal section of the calcite crystal is a parallelogram with angles 109 degrees and 71 degrees. The extraordinary and ordinary rays are plane polarized with their vibration is in mutually perpendicular planes. Okay. So here this option is correct answer for this question. If both is true, the extraordinary and ordinary rays are parallel plane polarized with their vibrations in mutually perpendicular planes. Okay. Next question, I'm moving a the refractive index of extraordinary ray remain constant while the refractive index of extraordinary does not. Ordinary rays observe laws of reflection, the extraordinary does not. So for this question, we have this option. The correct answer here is okay, only two because first is false. The refractive index of extraordinary ray remain constant while the extraordinary. This is not correct. Okay, so next question, I'm moving at the vibration of the ordinary rays are perpendicular to the principal section of the crystal. The vibrations of the extraordinary rays are in the plane of the principal section of the crystal. Okay. We have this option to correct answer. Both is true here. Next one, moving ahead. Principal section of calcite is the plane containing optical axis and perpendicular to two opposite faces of the crystal. Polarization of light can tested by tourmaline crystals. Okay. We have these options for these questions. We have the correct answer is both is true. Both is true. Next questions I am moving ahead for the polarization. Polarizing seed is placed in path of the unpolarized light. The arrow component parallel to the chain of the molecules being transmitted and other components being absorbed. When parallel okay, polarized and analogous are perpendicular to each other, the light is extinguished. Okay, so for this question, correct answer is okay, both is true. So next question I'm moving ahead. Along the optic axis of the crystal, both O ray is well E ray travel with the same speed and have the same refractive index. the E-ray propagates through the crystals with the different speeds in different directions. So we have the options to correct answer for this is both is true. Next questions are moving ahead in double refracting crystal is placed in a ink mark and rotated its on axis. The E-ray image rotates about O-ray image. Polarides also exhibit double reflection, but the observe one of the two rays. This phenomenon of observing either O rays or E rays is called dichromism. For these questions, correct answer is both is true. Next question I'm moving ahead. And the Brewster's angle is different for different wavelengths. The refractive index of material depends on wavelength. We have these options. So correct answer is both is true. Brewster angle is different in different wavelength. Brewster angle is different in different wavelength. This is very important easy questions. Refractive material depends on wavelength. This is very easy and important questions. Okay. Next question I'm moving ahead. Next question I'm moving ahead. Next question I'm moving ahead. So yeah, next question I'm moving ahead. This is the question. Do this question. Do this question. दिल क्या करे जब किसी से किसी को So we have when a tiny circular obstacle placed in path of light for a distant source, a bright spot is seen at the center of the shadow of the obstacles. And when wave reflected from the edges of circular obstacles interferes constructively at the center of the shadow, resulting in the formation of bright spot. Wave see statement to read carefully that when wave reflected from the edge of the circular obstacles interference constructively at the center of the shadow, resulting in the formation of bright spot. So for this question, correct answer is we have these options. We have these options. Okay. So correct answer for this question is both is true. Next question we have nickel prism used to produce and analyze plane polarized light. Nickel prism reduces the intensity of light to zero. For this question, correct answer is first is true. Second, okay, used to first is nickel prism used to produce and analyze plane polarized. This is correct. Next question, we are moving ahead that in a calcite crystal secondary wavefront corresponding to E rays ellipsoidal in calcite the extraordinary ray travels with a speed which varies with direction. For this question, we have the options. Correct answer is both is true. Next question, we have statement one quartz is positive crystal. Second, in quartz the velocity of ordinary wavefront is greater than extraordinary wavefront. Okay, so we have these options. So correct answer for this both is correct. Next question, I'm moving ahead. The sphere and the ellipsoid touch each other at the point which lie on the optic axis of the double reflecting crystal's velocity for ordinary and extraordinary is same along the optic axis. So for this question, correct answer is okay. What both is correct and correct explanation. And well, next question, I'm moving ahead. So in calcite crystal, the ellipsoidal lies outside the sphere, and in calcite crystal, the extraordinary wavefront travels faster than the ordinary wavefront. Okay. So for this question, correct answer is both is true. Next question, I'm moving ahead. Along optic axis, O ray and E ray have same speed. The difference in speed between the two ray, E ray and O ray, maximum in a particular perpendicular direction of the optical axis. Okay. For this question, correct answer is both is true, but in the first direction. I'm moving ahead. When unpolarized light strikes the tourmaline crystals at right angles to the optic axis, the O ray is completely absorbed and only the E ray emerges from the crystals. Dichromism, the tourmaline crystal is a natural polarized. Okay, so for these questions, we have correct answer both is true, but not the explanation. Next one, I'm moving ahead is a polaroid is a thin transparent film containing tiny synthetic dyed proic crystals and their optic axis which are lined up parallel. And we have our modern polarizer is a molecular polarizer containing long chain of molecules of polyvinyl alcohol oriented in preferred direction and stained with a ring containing iodine. So we have these options. Correct answer is both is true here. Next questions are moving ahead. The vibration of electric vector of the ordinary ray are perpendicular to the optic axis and those of the E ray are parallel. The O ray and E ray are linearly polarized in mutually perpendicular direction. We have these options. Correct answer is both is true and explanation as well. Next question, we are moving ahead. The diffraction effects are observed only when a portion of the wavefront is cut off by the some obstacles, and diffraction phenomenon is due to the mutual interference of secondary wavelets originating from the various points of which are not booked up by the obstacles. So for this question, for correct answer is both is true. Next question, are moving ahead. The width of the fringes in interference may or may not be equal or uniform, while the diffraction pattern in width of various fringes are never equal. The interaction takes place between the two separate wavefronts, while in diffraction, the interaction takes place between the secondary wavelets of the we have these options. For the correct answer is both is true, the correct explanation as well as next question. I'm moving ahead. When any wavefront extracts calcite crystal, every point of the crystal becomes source of the two wavefronts, and calcite is the one reflecting crystals. For this question, correct answer is both is correct and correct explanation. Next question, I'm moving ahead. Okay. So, tourmaline absorbs ordinary ray much more stronger than the extraordinary ray. Tourmaline exhibits dichromalism. So, for this question, we have this option. So, correct answer both is true. Next questions are moving ahead. Okay. Here, hapite, iodosulfate of quinine, transmit place of polarized light of all fluorescent wavelengths. The phenomenon of selective absorption light in the construction of polarites. So, for this question, both is true and correct. So, next question, I'm moving ahead. Polarization is prepared by stretching a film of polyvinyl alcohol with stress 3 or 8 times the original length, and the strength orients the molecules with their longer axis in the direction of stress, and the material and the stress becomes double refracting. For this question, we have these options. So both is true here. Both is true here. Next questions. I am moving at the polarized gases to reduce the intensity of sunlight falling on the eye and prevent the damage of retina. And reason is experiment 2 is human eye can detect the difference between polarized light and unpolarized light. We have these options for this question. Correct answer is first is true, only second is false. Human eye cannot detect. Human eye cannot detect. And first one, see, first one is important. Again, first one is important. Polarizer gases reduce the intensity of sunlight falling on the eye and prevent the damage of retina. So, yeah, next question. The next question, I'm moving ahead. Next question, I'm moving ahead. The interference and difference of phenomena do not reveal whether the light waves are longitudinal or transverse. Polarization of light establishes that the light waves are transverse in nature. This the fact answer for this question is true. Both is true. Both is true. Both is true. Both is true. True. Next question, we are going to the receptive sound light can be estimated with the half of the ultrasonic diffraction techniques and ultrasound scanning used for principal and diffractions. Okay, these options of fact answer both is true. Okay. Both is true. Next questions we have a statement wavefront is due to the same sources spherical in shape. Okay, this same source. Okay, shape of the wavefront is plane fall away from the source. Okay, easy question, very good question, very good questions for both is correct. So till then, thank you. I have done so many questions from this sector. This question definitely help your professor. They professor communication part of you. Till then, thank you.